Hi, Art Cat. Hold on a moment. This is probably way too loud. Yeah, stream did just start. How is audio mixing going at the moment? Because I was recording something off stream, and because of that, I had to mess with the audio settings. So I feel like there's a fairly decent chance that like the game audio might be too loud. Audio's pretty good? Okay. Turn the game down a bit more. Yeah, that's what I figured. We'll try it there. It's still kind of loud. We'll do that. Alright, so yeah, hope everybody's having a good week. Had a good weekend. Hey Rico, nice to see you too. So we're gonna kick Sabrina in the behind. And then after that, what we're gonna do is start doing the optional stoof. We're gonna do Seafoam Islands and Power Plant before going to Cinnabar Island. Dairy. Yeah. Thank you, Nick, for getting my dated reference. How I Met Your Mother is over 10 years old. Oh my god. Could go up by 2 notches. The game audio. Okay, I put it up a tiny sliver of a bit. So normally I'm somewhat anxious going into Sabrina, because Psychic type, you know, as we all know, Psychic type is OP. I feel like my my team setup actually is really good though for this gym. Well, not you. Sorry, Polylust. But you know, I feel like between Petrie having being really fast and pretty hard hitting, and the rest of my Pokemon having good matchups against the secondary aspects of most of the Psychic types, I feel like we're probably gonna do all right. I don't know. I don't care about you, Norton Antivirus. Stop covering chat. Stop it. Man, my Windows updates. My Windows updates keep on covering the screen where chat is. Mr. Mime. I should attempt to spread out the experience among everybody else because Petrie's gonna get a lot here. No, I'm a fool. Yeah. We're getting towards the end of this game, though, which is exciting. Not gonna lie, I do love Pokemon Gen 1. You know Aggress... Excuse me? Huh? What? Mr. Mime learns that? What the hell, man? Hold on a second. This one. Today I learned that Ted learned that Mr. Mime... Magical Leaf is such a weird move for him to know, though. Am I wrong? Why? This is Gen 3. Nobody learns anything. The move pool difference between Gen 3 and between Gen 3 and Gen 4 especially is super high. Gen 4 was when you started to get a lot more, weirdo moves that Pokemon could learn. And then, Gen 5, once you get to Gen 5, it's, off to the races. So, like, you know, if this were one of the modern games, sure, but this is Gen 3. Okay. I hate Sabrina's actual gym, by the way. This place sucks. I can never remember how you're actually supposed to get to Sabrina. Oh, cool. That was the move I was going to spam anyway. Good job, buddy. From any generation, what's my favorite legendary Pokemon? That is a good question. Am I going to be boring and say Mewtwo? I think I might. Yeah, so the thing is, growing up, I never really used many legendary Pokemon. Most legends, when I was playing with friends, we banned them. Because we were like, legendaries are too strong. And I mean, yeah, if you're doing, if you're playing the way kids play, then yes, legendaries are quite strong. I also just didn't really use them, like, playing, like, the story mode either. The only time I can remember using a legendary, like, in the actual story mode was, when I was playing Sapphire for this first time. I used Kyogre, and it basically soloed the entire Elite Four for me. Yeah, so I don't have as much attachment to many of the legendaries as maybe some other people do, because I didn't, like, use them an awful lot. So with that said, I think it's... Oh, we're here. Okay, well, I know that this is, like, inefficient in terms of, like, experience points or whatever, but I also don't give a crap. I hate this place. Teleport mazes with nothing to identify what leads later. You're telling me that's not peak gaming? Eevee can learn teleport? Oh, wow. I did not know that. I thought that, like... I didn't know that all the evolutions could learn teleport. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, give me the stat boost. Give me that sexy, sexy stat boost. Do 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 do. Yo! I didn't actually expect to get the stat boost. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. You ain't got nothing on me. You got nothing. Venomoth. Guys, I think Aerodactyl might be a good Pokemon. You know, just... like, throwing that out there. We outspeed Alakazam? That's like 5 levels. Damn! I know it had a boost, but wow. That's the easiest Sabrina fight I've had in my life. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my crap. Damn. Okay, now the hard part's finding my way out. I think we do this. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Holy crap, we were in and out of there in what? Like 10 minutes? I am the greatest gamer of all time. I think we have a... I don't remember if we got the oak item over here, so we're gonna double check. Rico, did you not play Pokemon growing up? Because if you didn't, then yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I guess I must have. Okay. Okay. Hold on. We didn't take a point of damage in that entire fight. Wow. That's insane. Okay. Okay, so if we're going into the electric type area, we probably... Wait, hold on. Easy money. We're invincible. We have a ground type Pokemon. Carlos, no, I do not believe there is. To be perfectly honest, managing a Discord is something I have zero interest in doing right now. Like, I just have no desire to... And I'm not trying to be, like, rude or anything like that, but unfortunately, my experience with these sorts of things has taught me that it's basically what would happen. I have no desire to babysit people at the moment. And unfortunately, that is what would happen if we made a Brain Scratch Discord. So, I have no plans on it. We have no plans on doing that anytime soon. We have a personal Discord. We have a personal Discord that we use to do recordings and stuff. But that's it. Yeah, that's very cool. Like, again, not everything is for every person. Look at Tom. Sure. Alright, something about Lickitung's sprite in this game. I don't know, man. Gonna put some dirt in here. I never actually thought about that, but yeah, it is pretty fitting that the Three Stooges know Mud Slap. I want them to learn frickin' Earthquake, though, eventually, because, gonna tell you, Dig does not cut it. Is not gonna cut it for much longer. Alright. Is there an item here? Okay. The sound he makes after eating wasabi and Pokemon. That's fair, yeah. Okay. Alright. I can never remember which items are the Voltorbs and which ones are real. So we're definitely going to be running into every single Voltorb on the ground here. Save those. Yeah. No, that's what you should do, is save the... you should absolutely save the rare candies for the end of the... Oh! I didn't actually think that would kill it. Because Mudslap's pretty weak. You want to save rare candies for the end of the game, because that's when it's harder to get levels. So, it makes more sense to do that there. Guys, look, it's Pikachu! It's Pikachu! Alright, let's try this again. Sonic Boom. I can't remember if... I'm pretty sure I found the power plant as a kid, but I also had a strategy guide growing up. So I knew where everything was. Oh, yeah, Carlos, it's definitely happened. Not gonna lie, I'd be tempted to use this here Master Ball. Because I don't think I want to do, I don't think I want to do the... You have to do the Sevi Islands before you can go into the Cerulean Cave in this game, and in this version of the game anyway. So, like, I'm not catching YouTube this playthrough. So, like, why not, you know? Okay, now this is giving me anxiety. I know that there are Voltorbs here. Hey, Kyle, my Sunday is going just dandy. What I don't remember is if their Electabuzz is in this version or if it's Magmar in this version. Because of that, we're gonna continue to run into some random encounter. It's Pikachu! Oh my god, I want to give him all my money. You know, why? What do you mean you're not catching? The Sevi Islands are so boring. The Sevi Islands, like, are a real pace breaker at the end of the game. Like, it's neat, don't get me wrong. Like, it's novel to have new areas. You know, the Johto music's nice, but there's just not really any subject. That's not really any substance to it, you know? Electabuzz is Fire Red? Okay, in that case then, screw this. We're using our repels. Because I believe that's literally all the Pokemon in here. Magmar for Leaf Green. Okay. We'll just have to keep an eye on that for... We'll keep an eye on that for when we get to Pokemon Mansion, which we might do today. Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! It's Clefairy. No! Damn! Oh, come on! Wait a minute. Man, imagine missing with an explosion. I don't remember if any of the trainers in the original game had Electabuzz either. I'm struggling to think of any. Magmar's only found in Mount Ember? Oh, boo. Boo. I remember they did do that. They, like, moved a bunch of Pokemon you expect to be able to find in the main areas into the Sevi Isles. I guess to make you, you know, want to explore them, I suppose. I think Thunderstone. Oh yeah, no, Heart Gold Still Silver regional Dex is also really annoying. Do you mind? Bro, very rude. Partly because so much of it requires the, what's that place called? Safari Zone. And the Safari Zone in Heart Gold Soul Silver is neat conceptually. Okay. I know that we're right here, but I also want to use my, my guy in the catching. So, because he's immune to a lot of the attacks. I do remember that. Is that not the case anymore? Jess, hello! Here to backseat like I actually played this game before. Yeah, day and night would have been really cool. Unfortunately, that probably would have just made it so that the batteries died much quicker, like how they did for Ruby and Sapphire. It is very funny though, because there is no day and night in this version of the game, you can't actually get Umbreon and Espeon in Fire Red Leaf Green base. You have to breed an Eevee and then trade it to Ruby and Sapphire, where there is a clock, not a day-night system, but there is an in-game clock. And then once you trade it there, I forget what time is considered nighttime and what time is considered daytime, but then you can get Umbreon and Espeon, and then you can trade them back. Or you could use Coliseum. Coliseum also would let you do that. Like, you could let you get them, I should say. You can use... because you start with an Umbreon and Espeon in that game, which is probably the easier way, honestly, if you only care about the dex completion. In ARG... Oh yeah, no, Rico, it's funny because, like, it's rather common knowledge that, you know, the original Pokemon games were programmed using duct tape and super glue, but it's sometimes, like, understated, like, just how much, like, having a competent programmer, like made the games so much more. It's just like Game Freak did not know what they were doing. Yow! Oh yeah, no, even today, like, most Nintendo games are far smaller than, like, even comparable games by competitors. Like, granted, yes, they're running on less powerful hardware, so they need less data, generally speaking. But even with that said, Nintendo games still are very, very well compressed. Best legendary bird. In terms of design, I think I like Articuno best, but in terms of, like, you know, the full package, I agree. Zapdos is definitely the strongest of the three. And its design's okay. It's just a little, like... I don't know, like, doofy looking. Yeah, I know. I was surprised too. I thought that how Paralyzed works in all of the games is slightly different, I should say. So I can never remember which rules apply to which gen. Okay, we're at max evasion. Okay. Hit him with the thunderbolt. This is gonna take a while, guys, just so you're aware. The catch rate in Gen for Pokemon before like Gen 5 or 6, legendary Pokemon have like so the catch rate for a Pokemon determines how easily it can be caught. It's a scale from 1 to 255. Higher numbers mean it's easier to catch. So like your early game Pokemon are like usually at 255, and then it like sort of dwindles down, and then your like late game Pokemon will sometimes be at like, you know, like 50 or whatever. Every legendary Pokemon in Gen 1 and 2 are at like 3. Okay, one more should be good. Okay, yeah. So, like, this is the optimal conditions because you having to refresh sleep is just not worth it. Yeah. So it's 3 for all of these guys, but the, for later legendaries, it's much higher. It's like 30 or 40, which makes a lot of a difference. So here, we have it at basically the best conditions possible. And it's still very possible that with my 50 Ultra Balls, I still might not catch it. Beldum has a 3 out of 255, 225, 250. I did not know that, actually, but it makes sense. I was trying to catch Beldum when I was playing, or it might have been Metang. I was playing White 2 last year, and I was just trying to catch one, and I couldn't. It was like, what the hell's up with this guy? Down AB. I'm trying to down AB. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna mash this here A button and talk to chat. Beldum is one of if not the only non-legendary with a base catch rate of 3. Carlos, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. That's another thing about the post game is trying to catch the legendary dogs is miserable. I remember actually, I remember, you know, like running into the legendary dog for the first time. I remember this because I was going back to Pallet Town for some reason. Ooh, okay, it actually hit me. Holy crap. Let's heal, why don't we? Because I don't want it to get another lucky hit and then like have the run and then have to like restart, because that would be a pain in the butt. Yeah, so it's like, and I remember running into it and being like super confused because I was like, what? Because I think I had Suicune. Because I think I chose Charizard the first time I played, so if you choose Charizard, I believe it's Suicune who you get. And it's like, I remember just being like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? What, 2? 3? Ah, you piece of garbage. Okay, bro, do you mind? Do you mind? No? Okay. This is why we get 30 lemonades, folks. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure modern Pokemon modern legendaries are much higher for the catch rates. Because I'm not gonna lie, this part of the old games is not the most fun. Oh yeah, Beldum does know a move that it knows, like takedown or something like that. Sometimes you just need a big sippy. Yeah, the key change for the legendary Pokemon is neat. I would have appreciated like them doing a brand new song, but I understand why not. Excuse me, they're legendary bees. One, I would not be surprised, for the record, if just throwing balls at Zapdos took longer than the entire Sabrina gym did. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there are any other legendaries that are more annoying to catch than like the really, really early ones. That's part of what made the Gen 2 dogs so annoying, is because they roamed and still had the really low catch rate, which is part of why I always just use the Master Ball on Raikou, because it's like, no thanks, I'll make at least catching the fast one easy on myself. But I'm trying to think if there's any other legendary that's... Oh, thank God. That was actually... A Platinum with 5 roamers is pretty good. Yeah. Okay, actually, you know what? I've got one. I forget what version of the game it is. It might be base silver. There's a version of the game where when you're catching Lugia, it knows recover. And that's miserable. Any time a Pokemon knows recover, a legendary knows recover, and you're trying to catch it, that's just like pure misery. Because you can't even keep it at 1 HP because it keeps healing itself. Oh, that's gold version with Lugia, yeah. Miserable. Miserable, miserable, miserable. Mewtwo has recover? Damn. Dairy. Hey, Digimon. Alright. Okay, at the very least, Zapdos actually... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I know I think I already saved, but I'm paranoid, so we're doing it again. We have to catch more... We have to go buy more balls, because it's extremely likely that we run out. Yeah. Okay, let's buy, I don't know, like 30 more? That's probably good. There we go. And sure, well, we're at the point of the game where money is no object, so... Oh yeah, I do really like the legendary themes in Black and White. Like Gen 5 just has one of the best soundtracks in the series. I think it's really, really good. Oh, I forgot you're not actually weak to grass. Like the entire soundtrack's just insanely good. Oh yeah, no, Dusk Ball, I do kind of miss, like, the added variety of balls that you get in later games. Even when, just, like, Dusk Balls are just better than Ultra Balls for catching most legendaries, because most legendaries are in a cave, which is considered a dark area. And even if they're not in a cave, you can just wait until nighttime and then catch. It's considered a dark area again. So instead of ×2 on the catch, it's ×4, I believe, which is just better. Deoxys remix. You see, I never got far enough in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire to hear that. I don't have any love for the Gen 6 engine, and Ruby and Sapphire are kind of like very middling Pokemon games for me. Not bad, but like far from the first one I'll go out of my way to play. So I never finished it. Delta, yeah, I did hear that Delta episode is really good, but I also have heard very mixed things about a lot of other stuff too. Like, a lot of people don't like changes to the battle frontier, for example, in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And on top of that, Delta episode, you have to beat the entire main game. And it's just like, I don't necessarily want to play through the entire main game, you know, to get to that part. It was the same thing for the Rainbow Rocket in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I like Gen 7 more than I think the average hardcore Pokemon fan. But, like, even then, I didn't know if it was worth effectively playing the same game again to get to, you know? Especially when they made the story worse. And the story is, like, arguably the best part of Gen 7. Yeah, no, all of the legends in Gen in this game, I think, are rough to catch. OG Sun and Moon story is awesome. Ultra story, I think, is like bad. Because the crux of the story that makes the whole thing work is Lunamise. Lunamise. I never knew how to actually say her name. But she was like the glue that held the entire story together and made every part of it work really, really well. And then they just freaking ruined it. They ruined her character. So wow, Chaos. That, you know, good for you that you got it. But damn, that must have sucked trying to do it. Do any of my Pokemon know strength? Because I believe we need strength for this upcoming dungeon. No, they don't. Okay, we will need to teach somebody it. Which kind of sucks, because strength is... It's like fine. Like... This move here, strength, looking at its stats, this is the most fine move, the most 6 out of 10 move in Pokemon history. Like, we'll never miss, decent damage. Like, it is perfectly usable. But is it good? No, it's not good. I guess we give it to you. What? Like, you've got something worth forgetting right now, right? Let's be real with ourselves here, chat. We're never using Hypnosis on Polylust, right? Like, if we're going for statuses, we're using the better status moves on Ding Dong, right? PP's, it's like fine. Like, it's enough PP, you know? Yeah, no, I agree. Like, the Pokemon timeline or multiverse or stuff like that that's going on, it's like so out there. You know, like, oh, the remakes are different continuities than the original versions of the game and like all sorts of other weird stuff. It's like, that's too much for me, dog. Oh, Carlos, it's better than Tackle. Tackle's like 30. But it is like it's like a late game Tackle is basically what it is, you know. It's not much, but it's honest work. Does water resist fighting? Or is Shelter not ice type until it evolves? That might be it. Okay, yep, that's what I figured. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm leaving these guys out because I don't know if you guys heard this. I think leaving my fire type, rock type, and ground type out against water type trainers might not be a great idea. Oh, don't you start this with me. You named it Eunice. That's pretty good. I can't deny. That's awesome. Unfortunately, Ekans is not a great Pokemon, but, you know, if it's shiny, you gotta use it, right? You think Cloyster should have been part steel? No, I think ice works. Works for it. I could certainly see them going for steel instead of ice if they ever did like a different form of it in another game or whatever. Excuse me? But I think ice works. It certainly, you know, isn't as clear of a shift as, like, if you look at Magnemite, yeah, that thing should be steel. Like, that makes sense. Okay, buddy, come here. I actually do really like swimming. I haven't been able to go in a while. Mostly because I'm a lazy fat fuck. But, you know, I should, like, go to, like, some of the nearby pools and stuff. Great Killer, if you want to play Xenoblade, go play Xenoblade. I am not offended if you would rather do something else than watch me play, Pokemon. You have my permission. You don't have the TMU Surf? Yeah. You see, I grew up near the beach. Like, I live, you know, maybe a 20-minute drive away from the beach. So, I spent a lot of time in near the water growing up as a kid. So, that's part of why I always, that's part of why I love going to the beach and swimming and all that. I live near too much water. A 7.8 out of 10. Yeah, no, it's a skill. Like, it's something you have to practice if you want to, like, get good at it. But I never, like, growing up as a kid, I took swimming lessons, but I never really, like, did a lot of, like, heavily structured swimming. Like, as a kid, I never like did like swimming, like a lot, like swimming at like my school or anything like that. I mostly just, you know, would go to the beach and like play around in the water. Um so yeah, you just got to do what's fun for you, man. The Arbok stomach has a different look depending on the region. I did not know that. I learned something new today. When he has to know an HM how to fly. So yeah, HMs are definitely like, you know, like one of those things that you just have to suspend your disbelief about with Pokemon, you know, because it's like, oh, why can't Charmander bird down that tree, you know, or like, why doesn't Pikachu just like light up a little bit and make the cave, you know, visible to see, you know, stuff like that. With that said, yes, having to teach Rayquaza how to fly is one of those, like, funny Pokemon things. I am personally not sad that HMs are gone. I somewhat miss how they, like, they were one of those elements that, you know, attempted to get you that that sort of personal attachment to the Pokemon. You know, like, oh, I am riding my Poliwhirl across the water and stuff like that, you know. That's what they were going for, and I get it, and I appreciate that aspect of, like, I appreciate what they were trying to do with that aspect of the game. With that said, in practice, it just ended up being more annoying than anything, and kind of just resulted in people not using one of their slots and just keeping, you know, a Pokemon that learned a lot of HMs around. Which I would argue has the opposite effect of what they were trying to do. You know. Yeah, it also helps that, oh, Rayquaza knows fly on its own? I did not know that. Wow, okay. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it also doesn't help that most of the moves just aren't very good on their own. Like, you don't want to have a Pokemon... Cut is, like, I think, barely stronger than Tackle. And you don't want to have a Pokemon stuck with Cut till the end game, you know. Especially with Pokemon, you know, where you only have 4 moves. You know, each move slot's pretty precious, so you don't want to, like, waste one of your good Pokemon's limited move slots on a move that just stops being useful by the time you reach, like, Badge 4. Rico, I don't know much about what happened to like, if they were even planning on a Pokemon Z. I'm trying to remember the timeline. Because Pokemon X and Y came out, like, 2013, I want to say. And then, Sun and Moon came out in 2016. I do remember that. And Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I think, came out 2014 or 15. So yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, I think Petrie probably would be fine against most of these guys. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, like, the change in... I really appreciate the change in combat style for, November 2013 for X and Y, yep. I really appreciate the change in combat style for, the Legends games. I just appreciate that that they're willing to, you know, experiment and go outside of the box with them. Because, you know, I love Pokemon, not gonna lie. The combat definitely has gotten pretty stale. You know, I'm not... Especially once, you know, we've gotten, 4 gens in a row with effectively the same gimmick. You know, Mega Evolution, Z moves, Gigamax, Terral, whatever, Surrise, Terralastalize, or whatever. They're all just the same mechanic. They're all the same gimmick over and over. So it's like one of those things where I appreciate the Legends games deliberately going out of their way to feel different gameplay-wise. PP meter instead of limited moves? Oh, like, effectively each Pokemon has a, like, basically like a mana system, like other RPGs. I'm not sure how I would feel about that. It is certain, like, so the thing about Pokemon is that PP doesn't really matter ever. Like most of the time, like you'll just have enough. It doesn't, unless if you're using like the specific, like Ancient Power. It matters on Ancient Power. All of these other moves, like Fly, 15 PP, you might think, oh, I might run out. No, you won't. You won't ever run out. You won't ever run out of PP on Fly, and you especially won't run out on, I especially won't run out on Wing Attack here, because it's got 30. It's just not a resource that matters in Pokemon, like, at all. Oh, no, Grand Killer, I agree. I think that one of the things about Pokemon is that, like, I found when I was playing Scarlet and Violet that it raised its, having an animation for, it raised its defense, and then another animation for, it raised its special defense, was incredibly tedious. Especially when you compare to other games, you know, where the text boxes and animations are much smoother and just better. You know, I get that there's a lot of Pokemon, you know, animations are harder to do with that many Pokemon. I get it. I understand. With that said, I still think that, you know, when you compare, like, you know, you look at a game like Dragon Quest XI, which came out 6 years beforehand, and it's just like the difference in animation quality is night and day. So, yeah, I get that it's a kid's. Yeah, I understand. Dragon Quest XI is slick. I should do another playthrough, buddy. Yeah, no, the text is pretty small. That's a common issue that, like, many Switch games have, especially when you're playing on handheld mode, is that this you know, they're designed for these big screens, and so they just feel really small. Cat Fox, hello. Buddy, stop. Protect is is one of the most annoying moves in the game. Ever Wombu the Green Chandelier. See, like, look at here. I got the Omni Boost off of Ancient Power, which is, like, normally great. Of course, it was at the end of the match where it doesn't matter, but it's like, I don't need to see, you can just say all of its stats went up by 1 point, you know? That's all you have to do. I agree, Rico. That's one of the big things about Pokemon, is the lack of polish. And, I mean, it's hard for me to say with the little that we saw of Legends, like, whether or not it will have the polish it needs. What I worry about Legends is that the locations are gonna... Also, gotta love digging underwater. Yep, gotta love that. But the thing I worry about for Legends Arceus is area variety, and how they keep the how they're gonna keep the game from, like, feeling really repetitive if it's, like, just all one city, you know? They're silt at the bottom of the ocean, it's fine. Yeah, BRB, Stooges is just gonna survive 700,000 pounds of water pressure. Guys, it's Bubble. Oh no. Imagine using Bubble when I'm just about to fight the 7th gym. All bubble-blowing horsies will be beaten senseless by every able-bodied patron in the bar. Would I want megas or regional variants? I think they're gonna do... They could do both. I don't particularly want either, because I'm not a huge fan of either concept, to be honest. Like, I think regional variants have kind of worn on me over time. Like, I actively don't like Hisuian Typhlosion. I think he looks bad. Twister can hit with flying Pokemon! Oh my gosh. It ended up being relevant. And I find many Megas to be over-designed. With that said, I think it's more likely they do Megas to, like, lean into the theme that makes it feel more Gen 6. The other thing about they picked good starters, but I just wish that they didn't pick 2 from the same gen again. Like, I think I mentioned this last time I streamed, or maybe the time before. But, like, picking Pokemon from the same gen for... Why? Why do that? Too bad Twister is a bad move. Yeah, I know. It's like... one of the very few Dragon-type moves, I think, that were in Gen 1. It might have been Gen 2? I don't really remember. Yeah, no, Snivy would have been a good choice. I think we're almost there. What do you think of the Let's Go games? I like everything about... No, not everything. That's going a little bit too far. I like most of it. Most of things about the Let's Go games, aside from the Pokemon catching. I don't really like catching Pokemon in Let's Go at all. I just don't find it that engaging or fun. You know, like I understand the concept. Like, I understand, like, they were trying to see, like, oh, what if we made Pokemon Go like one of the mainline games? The problem is that you play a game like Pokemon Go and you play a mainline Pokemon game for 2 super different reasons. You know, Pokemon Go, you know, catching Pokemon in Pokemon Go is supposed to be something you do, like, while you're on the bus, or, like, not, you know, it's not something that you do when you're, you know, trying to, like, you know, like, really get cozy with an RPG, you know, like this. And because of that, you know, catching Pokemon is just, like, not very engaging. And it's, like, one of the things that makes me not want to go back and play it. Oh, right, I forgot. I forgot. Falcon, there's a number of quality of life things. You know, like being able to, you know, the added bag space, the better, the better PC, you know, abilities. There's like the better graphics. There's loads of things about the Gen 3 remakes that are better than the originals. It's like almost universally a better game. Aside from the Sevi Islands, you know, being a pace breaker, I'm struggling to think of an element of the remakes that I think is worse than the original. Okay, dude, do you mind, bro? It's a pace breaker. I thought that the Sevi Islands were required for at least the first trip. Well, I mean, we'll find out. It's not required? Okay, then yeah. So the thing is, though, is that, like, when you go, it's just like, oh, this is new content. I want to go. And then you go, and it's lame and it sucks. Is the thing. Yeah, no, we're not doing the Sevi Isles at all this time around. Do we need... Oh, thank God, we don't need Flash in here. Rock Tunnel might be the only dungeon in the game that needs Flash. Hey guys, did you hear about the new Pokemon spin-off? I think Legends Arceus looks really neat. Xenoblade, it's called Xenoblade X for the Wii U. Bro, Pokemon Pinball slaps. The Game Boy Pokemon Pinball is one of my favorite spin-offs. Alright. Someday, some say he's still going to this very day. You heard of the Dynamax mechanic? Alright, Oh my God, really? That's legitimately a very funny joke if they had New Year's glasses for last year. It's actually, so I don't know if I ever told you guys this. I was looking for Slow King. In, I think it was Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I couldn't remember why I couldn't find King's Rocks. I just couldn't. And the, GTS, like always, was like, oh, for this Slow King, I'll give you, I'll need a level 100 Arceus. And it's like, no thanks. So, what, you can actually catch a Slow King in the wild by when the Pokemon do that, like, calling for help thing that Gen 7 had. So I was doing that. I get a shiny Slowbro before I find a Slow King that way. Which I just thought was very funny. You found shiny Slowpoke trying to... I'm not the only one. Good to know. Yeah, no, GTS was miserable ever since they announced it. Like, I don't know what... Like, I mean, it's inevitable, right? Shiny Bagon. Call a shiny... What? That's hilarious. Oh my god. So I know you can find other Pokemon in here, so that's why I'm not using repels. Like, you can find Jinx. I don't remember if you have to fish for, like, Cloyster and Staryu, but you can find them here, too. They might only be on, like, lower levels, or it might... I'm pretty sure Jinx is, like, a really, really rare Pokemon here. It might be a Shelter's Fire Red exclusive? Really? That'd be a weird Pokemon to have exclusive, but let's take a look. Here we go. Oh, wow, okay. Huh. Then what's its counterpart, then? Staryu, okay. Oh, yeah, Seal. I forgot about Seal, as most people do. I think Seal's probably the most forgettable Pokemon in base Gen 1. Like, Seal and Dewgong probably are. I don't often, like, Farfetch'd is one of the ones that I will often forget as well, just because it's a pretty unremarkable Pokemon. But at least Farfetch'd has the benefit of, oh, it's a Pokemon you can only get through trade. And that, like, minor fun fact makes it easier to remember about. Versus Seal and Dewgong, I'm just like, these guys are just a nothing in my brain. Oh, Slowpoke is leaf green. Then what do people run into above? Because we ran into like 8 of them above ground here. Seal is not ice type. Dewgong is. Dewgong is ice water. Ice is a fairly exclusive type in Gen 1. Hey, revive, not bad. I don't know what it is about that sprite, but Golbat's having the time of his life. No! Oh! I wanted to catch him. Oh. Rough, man. I don't think... It took a while for there to be a... Was it Gen 3 with the first pure ice type? What's his name? Oh god, I can't remember his name. Snorunt. I'm pretty sure it was Gen 3 with the first pure ice type. Because I'm thinking about the ice types added in Gen 2, and it's like, Delibird, Sneasel, Piloswine? And those are all dual types. You think you're right? Yeah. If I remember correctly as well, I think there's still no pure flying type. I'm like 90% sure there's still no pure flying type. Oh, Psyduck. Okay, Psyduck. Oh, Tornadus. Okay. Oh, man. Talking about forgettable Pokemon. The legendary, whatever you call those guys, are probably the least memorable legends in the game. Okay, let's try this again. Don't kill it this time, please. Okay. I don't count Arceus when we're talking about this kind of stuff, because Arceus, you have to hold an item for it. So, am I gonna try to get Crobat? Honestly, I would consider using a Zubat from the start of the game, like from Mount Moon, if I could get Crobat. Unfortunately, you can't get Crobat until you beat the game, because you need to beat the Sevi Islands in order to get the national dex. And that's where you can get, and only then can you get Crobat, because Crobat's legitimately a very good Pokemon. Like, it's strong. Like, it's very strong. But unfortunately, like, Golbat is not a great Pokemon, so it's like, you know. I'm pretty sure you have to beat the whole game. Yeah, you cannot evolve Golbat into Crobat until you... Yeah, you get the National Dex after the Elite Four. Yep. But yeah, no, I would, Crobat, I think, is Crobat is a really cool Pokemon. In my Arceus playthrough, I caught a shiny Zubat and evolved it to Crobat and used it in my playthrough. And I was very happy with it. Crobat is awesome. It will try to evolve and you'll get a question mark without an explanation. Yeah. If the Crobat just knows that you're not up to date on your software and just stops. Man, imagine if your kid couldn't go into 5th grade because you didn't upgrade to Windows 11. But hey, if you were using a Golbat throughout the entire game, by the time you did get the National Dex, it probably would be at happiness high enough to level up. That's something. Yes, you can. You can get Mamoswine, you can get Togekiss, you can get Yamask, I think. If you bother trading, you can get the Electabuzz and Magmar evolutions. Yeah, you can get all of that. I think this is the way outside. Yanmega, that's what I meant. Yanmega. Pokemon can use TM discs. They're probably digital monsters. You know what? You're not wrong. Yeah, well, I think they were trying to keep it like as accurate to the games as, like, to the old games as possible. But I agree, it was not my favorite decision. Okay, I think we've seen everything that we can see. No, we can still find Jinx. We're probably not gonna find Jinx, but we still technically can. That's why Heart Gold's a Silver. I mean, I do really like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The Gen 4 engine, man, it makes it hard sometimes. Like, those games play so slowly. Sorry, I was checking my phone for a second. Most likely 1% encounter. Oh, coming to my TED talk. Alright, oh yeah, we go down here. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Because I want to know if I should bother. Jinx, Fire Red, Leaf Green. Let's see here. Oh, trade. Yep, it is trade only. Why did I think that Jinx, you could find Jinx in here? Probably because you should. You should be able to find Jinx in here. Okay, yeah. Okay then, in that case, we're getting the hell out of here. Well, I'm not getting out. Not getting out of here, but you know what I mean. Oh, that's the way out. If you want to go to Cinnabar that way. Oh god, this puzzle. Yeah, you have to trade a Poliwhirl for a Jinx. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, all right. Now, let's see. I mean, I might as well. No, we're not gonna. I don't think we need to do that. Okay, hold on. It's different there. You have to train Kangaskhan for Jinx. Kangaskhan's also a pain in the ass to get, though. That's not like much. Like, Poliwhirl's relatively easy to catch in comparison. No, we're not using any of the legends on our team. I suppose I should heal beforehand. Actually, no, I have no, like, low healing items, and I don't want to use my good ones. Yeah, screw it. Okay. Yo! You know, Chaos, I don't mind, you know, the occasional block pushing puzzle as a treat. With that said, you know, I don't need them, like, every game or anything like that. I could go for a gold lemonade right now. Okay, so Mist keeps it from losing stats. It's good that it knows that, because every move that doesn't do damage makes my life easier. Point... One HP. Do I have hyper potions? I have a few. Okay, so it knows 2 moves that don't do damage. That is good. Oh, it knows Mind Reader, though. That's actually bad for my double team shenanigans. So I toughed it out so you wouldn't cry. I wonder, like, I don't know how Mind Reader works in this gen, though. Like, I don't know if it has to be, like, the next, like, immediate move that it does. Like, if the next, like, the next Ice Beam is guaranteed to hit, or if it's, like, if it doesn't use the next move, it's just, like... Okay, yeah, so it has to be the immediate next move. So it has to roll Mind Reader into Ice Beam in order for Ice Beam to have the guaranteed hit. Okay. So, yeah, so in terms of, like, taking damage, we should be okay. It's just Lock-On. Yeah, I didn't remember the specifics as to how Mind Reader and Lock-On work. Like, I didn't, like, if it's, like, next time you do damage, or next, like, the specifically next move that you do. So it's like type. I think it can also do that, but it does also guaranteed 100% the next move will hit. It also has to hit too, and now that we've done a bunch of double teams, that's unlikely too. I think we can do one more quick attack. Okay, this is gonna have to be good enough. Alright, back to the old grind. You say it only has 5 PP. Does Gen 3 care about enemy AI PP? Because I think maybe it's just Gen 1 where they don't care. Everything post Gen 1. Okay, yeah. They can be forced to use struggle. Okay. That shouldn't happen, considering that I think agility has 40 PP. So we're most likely going to run out of Ultra Balls before it struggles itself to death. I would like to call Elite Haxors on... Damn it! Yeah, oh, Endless. So Endless PP is Gen 1 only. Okay. Yeah, between Mist and Agility, because both of those moves have a ton of PP. We'll run out of Pokeballs before this thing struggles itself to death. So one thing about, since we're skipping the Sevi Isles, if possible, I'll talk about it now, I guess, because it's not like we got anything better to talk about. One thing I appreciate about the Fire Red Leaf Green versions is that they did give Moltres like its own spot to be caught, which is really neat. One thing about about original Gen 1 is that Moltres is just kind of in Victory Road without really any Oh, okay. Wow. I think we got really lucky, guys. Normally it takes a lot longer to catch both of these guys. So no, we don't want to switch to Poliwrath because it doesn't know Double Team, and so we'd end up having to heal and heal more often because it doesn't know Double Team, and we don't want that. Like, Raichu can survive, and Double Team means that we're just more likely to have the move miss than anything else. Oh, we should save because I'm not doing that again. Yeah, unfortunately, False Swipe's not, I don't think there's many things in this version of the game that learn False Swipe. I think it's just Parasect that learns False Swipe, maybe Scyther. Neither of which is, like, you know, amazing. Isn't there TM for it? I don't think so. Okay, now how do we get out of here? I don't care, Windows. I'm not, no. There wasn't Gen 2, not here. Okay. So, okay, yeah, I know that there's an escape rope. Like, I can use an escape rope, or I have dig. I could use dig. The thing is, I want to, I want to get out the legitimate way, because then I can get the trainers on the way back to Cinnabar. You know, that's like what I'm thinking about. It did pester me about Xbox gaming. Hold on. Okay, you know what? It's not worth it. I gave up real quickly, damn. Because we can always just surf from the other side. I don't even think there's that many trainers on that route anyway, so... Valve is making, like, a full operating system? I had not heard of that. I mean, I think it's pretty unlikely that any third-party competitor at this point, you know, manages to make a software that can, you know, compete with like Windows and Apple. But, you know, it would be nice because more competition is good. You know, I don't really like Apple. Like, I just don't like the feel of the OS at all. Like, I've just never really liked Apple, period. I don't have any Apple like anything. I have an iPad, but that literally just is for YouTube watching in bed. So I could use any old tablet for that. And like, when it comes to Windows, I have no like brand loyalty to Windows or Microsoft. Like, it's an OS I know how to use, which I appreciate, you know, just not having to like learn something different, you know. But with that said, I would, you know, if it was a good operating system and like it, you know, and it like functioned closer to, Windows than Apple, I could consider trying it. What the hell are you doing out here? I miss my wife, Tails. You have to be a coder to understand Linux? Ah. Yeah, no, I know that a lot of Linux is definitely more, like, user-friendly than people think. But I kind of am hesitant to try it in the same way that I'm hesitant to, like, build my own PC. In just that, like, I have no confidence in my ability to be able to get this working on my own. You know? And I don't think I would get enough out of it in order to, like, get the benefits of running, an OS like that, as opposed to just running Windows like a plebeian, you know? Yeah, my laptop's old. I think my laptop's from like 2013 or 2014, something like that. and it still works for what I need it to do, which is mostly like it runs streaming software, and I can still edit videos on it, which honestly is surprising that it can still do those things. If we're honest with ourselves here. Oh yeah, oh man, no, I hopefully can get rid of Copilot sometime soon. I'm very upset that I have a Pixel. I have a Pixel 7. And I'm not happy that they're going to get rid of the Google Assistant and force... My boyfriend gave me big pearls. I'm not happy that they're getting rid of Google Assistant and forcing a switch to Gemini. I want to turn Gemini off, and there's like no way to do it. City of the Wolves? I've not heard of that, actually. So here's the thing about Game Pass. I don't think it's bad for Microsoft. I think it makes a lot of sense for Microsoft to do Game Pass because they're the ones making all the money off the subscriptions. What I don't necessarily get is like what the benefit for the developer is necessarily. Like, if I make, a game, if I make video game and I want to put it onto of course, Rockslide Mists, and I want to put it on Game Pass, like, what do I get? Like, does Microsoft pay me? Do I get paid by how often people play it? Do I get paid a flat rate up front? Do I get paid less than what Capcom gets if they put Resident Evil onto Game Pass? Those are the kind of questions that I have and that we'll never get the answer to because Microsoft won't ever tell us. Oh, it's a Fatal Fury game. Oh, interesting. Hopefully it's good. I'm not a fighting game person, so I don't really have much interest in. Oh my god, can you stop? In that, but I think it's been a while since they did like a legitimate Fatal Fury as opposed to King of Fighters. So that's neat to know. Fatal Fury is the one where Geese Howard is actually dead, right? Because I don't think he's actually dead in King of Fighters. Am I right about this, chat? Geese Howard's like the only thing about Fatal Fury I actually know. Double Rambukin. You only play like 3 games. But that's the thing, though, is that it is a good deal for the consumer. Like, you don't get to own any of the games, but, like, it's like having, like, a library card, Like, you get, like, you can play basically whatever you want. And, like, that much selection, if you play a wide variety of games, you get a ton of value out of Game Pass, which is awesome. Yes and no. Oh, okay. Maxwell, hello. We caught Articuno and Zapdos much quicker than I would have expected, actually. So we're just kind of wrapping up the last couple remaining trainers on the water routes before we do Cinnabar Mansion and Blaine. I think that's going to be it for the night. Like, what time is it? 9? Yeah, we can do Cinnabar Mansion and Blaine. And then we're going to call it. Because Blaine should be easy. I've got a lot of Pokemon that are good against Blaine. Did I pick up... Nah, I didn't pick up Tekken 8. Tekken's fun. I like playing Tekken. I'm not good at Tekken. And, unfortunately, I don't, like... have the... I don't really have it in me these days to, like, practice a fighting game like that. Like, it's just not what I'm not motivated at the moment to, like, play a fighting game and, like, get good at it effectively, I mostly just want to play a game like that casually for fun. So, yeah. I would definitely play some of it. I do kind of want to see the story mode, too. Because I'm not going to lie. Like, the story mode did look interesting. It's kind of dumb that Heihachi survived being thrown into a volcano, but it's still probably not in the top 10 dumbest things that happened in Tekken still, so, you know. It wasn't really a go-to, it was just something that I enjoyed, you know. It was also nice to have something to play on my PlayStation 4. Because, you know, to this day, I have this PlayStation 4, and I don't really use it much. There's, like, I played a handful of things on it. Thinking back, I should replay Dead Rising 2. That's a good game. Dead Rising 2, excellent game. I would love to record it for Brain Scratch one day, because I really liked the way our Dead Rising 1 playthrough turned out. Problem is, unfortunately, Dead Rising 2, I'd want to do a playthrough where I saved everybody if I were to do that for Brain Scratch, and that would require at least one test run to, like, probably two, honestly. Like, I'd probably do a casual run to, like refresh myself, because it's been a couple of years. And then I'd want to do another one to practice, like, going for saving everybody. Because it's been a long time since I've done that. What Pokemon do I have to counter Agatha and Lance? That's a problem for future Ted. To answer your question seriously, Aerodactyl, I think, will be very good against Agatha, because all of the Ghost type, it's fast, and all the Ghost type Pokemon are wimps and can't take a punch to the face. Lance is going to be a bit harder, not going to lie. We're most likely going to, you know, honestly, I think Ding Dong, because Poison is normal against Dragon. So, like, you know, putting it to sleep. The answer is most likely we're just going to use Brute Force. Okay. Is there an item here? Nah. Oh, okay. So what happened was I missed a strength block. Okay, no big deal. Oh no, there's definitely a ton of good games on PS4. And the thing about right now is that we are at the point right now where PS4 games are cheap. Like, the used PS4 games are very, very cheap right now. So, you know, when I have a bit more money to spare, I definitely plan on buying a bunch of cheap used PS4 games while I still can, before they get more expensive. You know, like stuff that I've been planning on playing for a long time. And then, once I do that, you know, and then I'll just have them. Because I don't want to have what happened with the 3DS and DS happen to me again. Where, you know, there's a pandemic, I can't buy used games, and then suddenly retro games for this console demand spikes, and I can't get them anymore, you know. Oh, Blizzard would be good. I think you can also get Ice Beam. In Celadon. We might do that. I don't remember. I think the Blizzard TM is actually in Pokemon Mansion. Oh yeah, no, GameCube is the worst with that. Which sucks, because if you remember, the good old days, GameCube games were cheap for a long time. So... Okay, Repel's effect wore off. Oh! RP, no worries. I absolutely understand not wanting to have your real name visible on the... Oh, look who it is! Sorry, if you weren't here for that stream, Vulpix was a pain in the ass to catch. Press it, who wouldn't? Ooh, wow. Cries in PS1. Look at him, he's so heckin' chonky. Wow, the levels in Pokemon Mansion are actually a lot higher than what I remember. And it has a berry too. Oh, it's an Oran berry. Okay. Well, that means it should survive another flamethrower. Or not. Okay. The Retroid Pocket. I'm not really I'm not really looking to buy more hardware at the moment. Like, just what the hell are you doing here? You're 5 years old. Go home. I heckin' love having a special attacker out when the opponent brings out an Intimidator. Best feeling. It's like, haha, bitch. Who gave this kid a snake? He's got 2. Honestly, snakes are probably a good pet to give a kid. Like, I'm not a parent, but, you know, if you're not sure that your kid can handle the responsibility of a dog or a cat, like, a snake seems like a decent choice. You know, like, they're much more low maintenance than a cat or a dog. I'm the giant rat that make all of the rules. Depends on what you have to feed them. So one of my coworkers actually owns a snake, and I forget what kind of snake she owned, but she said she feeds it a rat like every month. Oh man, I love Grimer. Grimer's heckin' adorable. I don't care what anybody says. I love this little sludge monstrosity. Like, look at him. He just wants he just wants a hug. He's like, I'm gonna put my hands in the air like I just don't care. Okay, do you mind? I'm trying to burn you. Don't let Indiana... Wasn't there an Indiana Jones game that came out, like, not too long ago? Okay, this is getting ridiculous. You did 1 minimize, bro. Bro, you did 1 minimize! Okay. Fuck this. Yeah, no, snakes have very slow metabolisms. There are some varieties of wild snake that only have to eat like once a year. I forget, it's like a anaconda, maybe? Maybe it's a type. I don't remember exactly, but snakes, that is something about snakes, is that they have very slow metabolisms. They don't need to eat an awful lot. One evasion boost means 20. It's so hard for me to realize that it's that good, you know. Milk snakes are also cool. Snakes can't make milk because they're not mammals. They are actually reptiles, which don't make milk. I know what you mean. That's just what they're called. Do you mind not? I probably don't need to give it a burn, but I'm gonna do it anyway. How does snake milk taste? You know what? I'm gonna let you try that. And then you tell me how that goes. People do milk cobras. They do that for the venom, right? Because I know that certain snake venoms do have medicinal properties. Your job has blue milk? Do you work at Star Wars Land? No, I'm not planning on using, but I just like catching Pokemon. I think it's fun. Also, Gen 1 in particular has a lot of bonuses for catching lots of Pokemon. We were talking about it earlier. In order to get the National Dex, you have to catch like 60 or 70 Pokemon and beat the Elite Four in this version of the game. Which is like a ridiculous amount of Pokemon. Honestly, like that's more than half. So, Fully, hello. You can't get out, bro. The stairs are right there. Just walk down the stairs, dude. Yeah, no, it's nice that the Direct is only about 10 days away. I'm excited. It's kind of weird. It still feels like kind of like far away, you know? But it's like only a week and a half, so you know, it's not really that far away. I guess I'm just kind of at a different point in my life where I'm not. Do you mind? Dude. Very rude. Okay. I'm not dealing with this right now. What was I saying? Oh, right, yeah. I get less excited about these things as I grow older, I guess. Maybe this is me being like an old fart. You know? Oh, they're jacked. They're loaded, though. What's the goal in today's stream? So we caught the 2 legendary birds that you can catch at this point. You can't actually catch Moltres until you go to the Sevi Islands in this version of the game. And we're not doing the Sevi Islands, because screw that. So we did that, and then we're going to do Pokemon Mansion and Blaine, and then I'm going to call it a night. Because I do sadly have work tomorrow. But I do plan on streaming tomorrow, too. Tomorrow, we could potentially just beat the game, which would be nice, and then I could move on to playing some other stuff, which would be cool. Whereas Moltres in the original was just randomly in the middle of Victory Road. For some reason, it was just hanging out there. I believe the plan was to have a dungeon where Moltres would be. But then, like many things in Gen 1, it got cut. Because there was not enough time. Because they didn't know how to make video games. Do you think the... I do not believe that... the Direct will cover more than Switch 2 stuff. I think that it's going to focus pretty exclusively on Switch 2 things. Now, they might show some games that are on both. Like, for example, we've talked about this before as well. I think that Metroid Prime is going to be on both consoles. So, like, if they show Metroid Prime, that's technically Switch 1 content that they're showing as well. But I believe that, by and large, we're going to be seeing almost exclusively stuff that is on the Switch 2. We're going to get... my guess is we're going to get hardware specifics and a handful of launch and launch window games. Oh, yeah, no, they'll absolutely talk about new Mario Kart. If new Mario Kart isn't a launch title, I'll be very surprised. Because I think Nintendo... Okay, yeah, no, we've seen everything that there's to see in here. Don't forget... Oh, accessories too. Yes, we need more crap for you to buy. But yeah. The thing about it is that they know why people are here. They are here to see the Switch 2. I don't think they want to lose people talking about Switch 1. That's old news. I think Nintendo's going to continue supporting the Switch 1. I think that they'll probably end up supporting the Switch 1 for longer than they should, because that's just what Nintendo does. With that said, I think it's very likely that this is going to be all about Switch 2, and they'll do some other Direct probably around like June or July, to focus on Switch 2, to focus on both Switch 1 and Switch 2 stuff, you know. Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna, I think that because, so the thing that you have to think about here is that obviously you do need to make new hardware, but you also have to remember that there's a huge install base on the Switch 1, you know, bigger than any other Nintendo platform before. So, and you're not going to immediately get everybody to jump onto the Switch 2, you know. It's not even guaranteed that you'll get a ton of people to jump onto the Switch 2. It depends on a number of things, like price and games and, you know, especially with, you know, things like tariffs that I wish I wouldn't have had to talk about on my stupid video game stream. I wish I wouldn't have to talk about that kind of crap. But we do. We sure do. Because it's a percentage. The tariffs are percentage based, so the more expensive the system is by default, the higher a percentage you're paying in on that tax. Oh god. So the point I was trying to make is that they'll want to keep the Switch 1 going for at least a couple of years, I think, like a year or two, until they get a large enough install base on the Switch 2 where they can be comfortable, you know, letting the Switch 1 die down a bit. Yeah, home console, they pretty much drop immediately. I agree. The only so the thing is that the Switch in practice feels much more like one of Nintendo's handhelds than one of their consoles. Partially, number one, because it is handheld, and two, because it's more successful. You know, Nintendo's handhelds have always been top dog in their like respective generations. Like nothing came close to beating the Game Boy. The DS kicked the crap out of the PSP, and the 3DS kicked the crap out of the Vita. You know, they were able to. So again, they were able to like take advantage of that added install base to like give themselves some cushioning for when the next one came out, which is why you still saw some DS games coming out when the 3DS was still new, and why you still saw some Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games coming out when Game Boy Advance was new. Oh, absolutely, Switch is going to get a price drop. I would be shocked if it didn't. Because there's still going to be Switches on the shelves. You know, they're still there. And they still want people to buy them, you know. If they can be bought, Nintendo wants people to spend money on them. So they're gonna do a price drop eventually. Secret Switch, press it. Who wouldn't? I wouldn't. No, that's not true. I would absolutely press the Secret Switch. I'm a sheep. I'll admit it. Yeah, like Fire Emblem Warriors for 3DS and Switch. Exactly. Nintendo doesn't typically do price drops, but for old consoles they do. The 3DS got a price drop when the Switch came out. You know, we got a price drop when the Wii U came out, you know. They have been pretty. I do agree that this time around, Nintendo has been stingy. But the other thing is that, like, all things considered, you know, people don't want to pay $300 for old hardware. And if you want those consoles off the shelves, then you're gonna need to reduce the price. Because here's the thing: you can either not sell the console and make $0, or you can sell the console and make less than you would if you had it at $300. That's the thing that's going on there. You don't make any money on stuff you can't sell. They made so much money they invested in Alarm. Man, Alarmo is so weird. Like, it's the most 2012 Nintendo thing I've ever seen. And it's like, the Switch, the entire, like, Switch is, like, Nintendo... Like, Switch itself is kind of a weird idea. But, like, Alarmo feels like something that came out of the Wii U era. It's so bizarre. Oh, wait, no, that's the way you're supposed to go. Oh! How the hell was I supposed to know he was there? Yeah, it's better to sell at a loss at first than not at all. Exactly. I forget what console it was. It might have been the 3DS, where Nintendo sold them at a loss. And if your primary way of making money is by software sales, then that does make sense. You know, because people can't buy the software unless they have the hardware in their hands. So losing a bit of money on the hardware to end up making it back on the software, there is some amount of logic to that, but I'm also not an economist or a business person, so PS3, yeah, PS3 was definitely sold at a loss. What I don't know, and what I would kind of like to know, is if that famous $599 US price was them selling at a loss, or if that was them selling at a profit and then they needed to like tone the price down after the fact to selling at a loss because nobody would buy a console that was $599 US. It plays the Guardian theme if you snooze it. Oh my god, that's one way to get somebody out of bed. Jeez. Secret switch, press it. You wouldn't be surprised if that was their last price. That does make sense. The PS... Oh, okay, we get Blizzard right here. Sure. You know what? Sure. We'll teach that to Polyworld right now. If we didn't need strength, and also if I was capable of overriding strength, I would override strength, but we'll override Rain Dance. Honestly, you shouldn't have a Pokemon that just knows attacks moves. Like, your Pokemon should know something else. Like something that affects stats or affects, status effects or something like that. Something for utility. But, in this case, we're not trying to be optimal here. We're just trying to beat the game. After what happened with Concord, you believe it? Yeah. You see, I actually remember seeing a bunch of trailers for Concord. Like, Concord, I saw trailers on YouTube for Concord all the time. And I was like, this game looks like nothing special. Which is probably what everybody else must have thought, because nobody bought it. I do wonder how much money was put into that game, though. Because it must have been a ton. It died as fast as it lived. It was a lot, yeah. I mean, it was like trying to be an Overwatch style shooter, right? Like, those games take a lot of money to make. You have to, for any kind of multiplayer game like that, the game feel needs to be really, really good. A lot of, you want the game to look nice too. And you have to invest in infrastructure so that it's the online runs smoothly. Okay. I could do the quiz, but I prefer getting the experience points, so. Hero shooter with some Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, no, they were definitely going for Guardians of the Galaxy from what vibes, from what I remember of the trailers that I saw. It was billed as an Overwatch killer. Oh, man. How relevant is Overwatch in the year of our Lord 2015, 2025? Damn. Because, like, I remember people complained about Overwatch 2 some when that game came out. Like, I don't know if people are still complaining, like, if that game is still big. You know, obviously, you know, there's games like Fortnite I know are still huge. Overwatch is an Overwatch killer. Marvel Rivals. Oh yeah, Marvel Rivals is pretty big. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is in the Overwatch space. Overwatch 2 is doo-doo from what I can gather. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The Guardians of the you know what? Props. The Guardians of the Galaxy game didn't look like anything special to me, but if it was good, I'm glad. It took out. That makes sense. Okay. That's a shame, you know, because Overwatch was one of those things that just took over the internet in the mid 2010s, you know, and it was never a game that I really played. You know, so, like, I wasn't part of that, like, you know, that group of people, but it was definitely a game I, like, you know, I knew a ton about. And then Overwatch 2 came out, and, again, just as a passive observer, it felt like nobody cared. Yeah. Overwatch's relevance now is the same as Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. Oh, man. Yeah, that's another series where, you know, BioShock 1, 2, and 3 were all huge games. And then you just don't see anything. Has that studio made anything since? Like, definitely BioShock Infinite influenced a bunch of games that came out, you know, in the couple of years after it. But, you know, it's like one of those things where I haven't heard anything from that team or such. Unleashed Project. I've heard of the Unleashed Project. I don't follow much Sonic these days, though. Ken Levine is working on a new game, which seems to be in the similar vein. Okay. BioShock's a game I need to, like, play. I've had BioShock 1 on my Steam library for like 10 years. Haven't played it yet. I'll get to it eventually. Maybe I won't. Yeah, no, Rico, that's one of the things. Like, the Avengers game looked neat. Like, graphically it looked neat. And I liked, from what I saw, of how each individual, like, hero played. The thing about it that kind of kept me from wanting to play more was that instead of being just like a focused single player adventure, it was like one of those like online grindy kind of games, which kills my interest a lot more. Like, honestly, the Avengers video game should be an awful lot like the Avengers movies, which is just like a big, you know, like action-filled, you know, like, I'm not gonna say dumb, because I do like the Avengers movies, but, you know what I mean, like, just like a single-player, fun, maybe not the deepest kind of game. That's what the Avengers game should have been, I don't know why they thought they needed to make it like some sort of online thing. Never played BioShock. Is it good? I mean, I've heard it's fantastic. Like, the original BioShock came out like 2009 or 2008. And that was a genre-defining game at the time. Like, BioShock, I would say, had a huge influence on how first-person shooters played in the late 2000s, early 2010s. You know, either your first-person shooter was trying to be Call of Duty or it was trying to be BioShock. That's basically how it was for a long time. And, you know, I've heard, like... And the funny thing is that BioShock is an instance of, you know, telling... Like, I know the story for BioShock, and I haven't even played it. You know, and BioShock is one of those instances where, like, the game is not subtle at all about the point that it's trying to make. And yet it is still too subtle because you still get people agreeing with the villain. Which is really funny. Like, the entire story is written to be a middle finger to Ayn Rand. To the point where the villains are named Atlas, as in Atlas Shrugged, and Andrew Ryan, as in Ayn Rand. And there are still people who did not notice that. 2007. Oh wow, that's earlier than I thought it was. I thought it was like 2008, 2009. Yeah, games as a service is very risky, Timer. I agree. You know, because if your game is not successful, you don't earn anything. That's one of the problems with that. Like, if you have a traditional styled game and it does fine, you probably make your money back, at least, if not a small profit. Cool. That's what we call in the business a stable investment. If you're doing a game as a service, if you don't, you know, if your game doesn't end up being mega successful, it's usually not worth the money. And it's really funny they gave Andrew Ryan the wall. Yeah, no, they weren't trying to be subtle at all with BioShock. And so it's very funny how many people did not get the point they were trying to make with BioShock at all. What did Ayn Rand do? Ayn Rand didn't really do much of anything, like, specifically. She was a author and a philosopher. She basically is one of the founding... not founding, but, like... She really pushed a lot of libertarianism. And it's funny, like, her politics weren't really popular at all until, like, the early 2010s. When you started seeing, like, Tea Party stuff start to become more popular. Like, in the mid-2000s, dunking on Ayn Rand didn't really matter all that much because, like, libertarianism wasn't super huge back then. But, yeah, so, you know, it's a lot of, like, you know, government can't tell me what to do, you know, kind of, like, rich people can build their own perfect world, you know, kind of, that kind of stuff, you know. So yeah, and it's honestly, like, she's also just not a very good author either. The stories are bad. Keep thinking about the homestead. Both it makes me laugh. I don't know if she was... I don't think... She wasn't a Nazi. If I remember correctly, she was actually, like, a German, like, refugee from Nazism. Please feel free to double check me on that. But I'm pretty sure she was German, like, because she's, you know, she died in, like, the 80s, I think, or something like that. You know, she's been dead for a long time. But But yeah, no, she just has bad politics. What do you mean we need to refuel this giant Pokemon? How much is this? Oh man, there was a... Back when I worked at the bookstore, there was this book that I saw that was really funny. It's like... And it was basically about libertarians trying to build their own, like, libertarian utopia and how it never worked because libertarians can't get anything done. It's almost like... in order to get a public society working, you need some sort of infrastructure to get it to work. And it seems like the only way to pay for this public infrastructure that's necessary is like if everybody pooled together money somehow, you know, and gave it to the government. It would be rather taxing to do all that work, you know, like, wow. There was a video I watched by Ambiguous Amphibian, whose videos I really like, and are really, really funny. But he was playing City Skylines, and he was trying to make the libertarian dream town where nothing got taxed ever. And it works about as well as you would expect. So I would recommend looking that up. His Spore videos are also very funny, where he tried to make, he did a Spore playthrough where he played as one of the carnivorous creatures, but he refused to actually eat anything, which was very, very funny. All right, who do I want to have out first? I forget who he starts with. I think this is probably a safe... The water type, I think, is probably a safe Pokemon to start with. Against the fire type user. Just gonna throw that one out there. Also, for the record, Blaine is a badass in the manga. Like one of my favorite characters in the manga. I think Blaine is super cool in that. Ponyta. Nah, we're good. Yeah, no, this is... Yeah, no, we've got a lot of good choices. We also have an Aerodactyl. Oh, Stomp does flinch in this gen. Okay. No, in every gen. I mean, I just can never remember, like, what makes... Stomp, I think, also has, like, weirdly... will, like, always hit Pokemon that used Minimize. Which, I just gotta say, one of my favorite things about Pokemon are these, like, really obscure, like, minute move interactions for moves that never get used. Like... Twister being able to hit a Pokemon and fly, or Stomp being able to hit minimized Pokemon. You know, stuff like that, that just like, it's like never comes up ever, but is just very funny that they bothered to program that into the game. Oh my god, he does have the Chad face. I think it's probably just they didn't have unified style guides at the time. You know, it's part of the reason why there's inconsistencies with the game and the anime from that time too. You know, just because like Pokemon was young at that time and they didn't, you know, they were just making crap up as they went. Oh, defense scroll and rollout, that's another one that's just like, okay, that sure is something that's in the game. Yeah, okay, we'll switch for this one. Oh no, Arcanine. Wait, hold on. I am very intelligent here. We're gonna switch so it uses the Intimidate, and then we're gonna switch, and then yeah. Yeah, no, Aerodactyl has been awesome. Petrie here has been one of the star players on the team. He's kicking ass and taking names. Double damage against target that used Gym Minimize and a game perfect arc without. Yeah, it's like, wow, what? Who thought to program that? Can Surf hit a Pokemon that uses Dive? I feel like it should be able to. Don't quote me on that one, though. I'm not sure. But I feel like it does. I know that Earthquake hits Pokemon that use Dig. Like, that's one of the more relevant ones. Like, because Dig is something that pops up in the, Earthquake is one of the most powerful moves in the game, and Dig is not uncommon to see on Pokemon in the main story. So, like, I feel like it like, that one comes up more than you'd think, but I don't know about Dive and Surf. Yeah, people don't bother trying it anyway because Dive generally resists anything. Yeah, exactly. Surf can hit Pokemon that use Dive. Okay, this is why you keep chat around. Okay, now hold on a moment. We're going to save now because I don't want to mash the A button too much and force myself into doing the Sevi Islands. Oh, Bill, no. If it isn't Celery. How about spending time? There's a little... No. Cool. Alright. You can skip it. Good. I didn't want to go to your stupid islands anyway. Alright. We're going to call it a night here. I'm going to heal out the Viridian Pokemon Center and save outside the gym. So I know exactly what I'm doing next time. No, you can beat the game without going to the City Islands. There's nothing down there. Like, you need to do it in order to, like, trade with Ruby and Sapphire cartridges and stuff like that. But in order to just beat the game, I don't think you need to go to the Sevi Islands. Yeah, see, the gym leader's back. Am I ready for Giovanni? Probably. I mean, I've got, what? I've got a grass type, a water type, and a flying type. So I think we're probably fine. Oh, Thunder hits Pokemon that use Fly. Okay, see, that's one that actually can matter because Flying is weak to electric attacks. Alright, anyway, this was a good stream, guys. Thanks for stopping by. It was a little bit shorter than some of the other ones I've done, but I do have work tomorrow, so I am going to call it, here. Thanks, and so just in case you weren't here last time, my plan is to try to stream most Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. I didn't stream last Wednesday. I had something come up. But plan currently is to stream Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, so I will be streaming tomorrow. Later!